Okay, hello everybody. Hello and welcome to the pre-stream. Nice super late pre-stream. I'm sorry everyone, I gotta apologize again. You know, I hope that you know that I am sincere here with these apologies, because as you know, ever since the move across the country to the state of Washington, it's been quite a bumpy road here in regards to my schedule and getting stuff on time and getting stuff working and being consistent, and today is just no exception. Once again, we have more problems today, and I kind of blame myself because I decided to take on a project that I thought I could handle because, you know, unfortunately I foolishly, at the age of 32, still believed the internet, which I know at the age of 32 you shouldn't believe anything you read on the internet, yet I did. And when I took on a playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic. And shame on me, there's no one else that deserves blame but me, because I wanted to play Knights of the Old Republic 1, okay? And I really, you know, I've heard so much about this game that it's a great game. It's a great, you know, BioWare was already known for Baldur's Gate, but this game kind of brought them into on the map for they'll be able to make multiple series and stuff, epic RPGs. And I said, I want to take it on, I want to play it. And I did a little bit of research, and I found out that there are tons of problems with capturing this game, but I still took it on anyway. And unfortunately here, ladies and gentlemen, today on pre-stream, I'm here to admit that I've been defeated. I throw in the towel. I've been defeated by Knights of the Old Republic on PC. And of course, what I mean by that, excuse me, what I mean by that is, unfortunately, for those of you who don't know, Knights of the Old Republic on PC, first of all, came out in 2003, I believe. So the game is 11 years old. And let's face it, unlike consoles, you know, you buy a PS2 that was made in 2003, you pop a PS2 disc into the PS2, and you boot it, it's gonna work, right? You buy a PS3, and you go to the PSN and you download a PS1 or PS2 game that's on there, it's gotta work. On PC, there's no guarantee that when you go to play something that's old, even if you pay for it, that it's going to work. And unfortunately, this is the problem that I'm having with Knights of the Old Republic, is I got it off of Steam for 10 bucks, and it just does not agree with any kind of capture software at all. So in that regard, I'm not, you know, what I'm trying to say is, if you just want to play the game on your PC, you absolutely can. Unfortunately, that's not what I'm doing. As you know, I record, stream, and share my gameplay experiences with the world. And unfortunately, it just isn't working. Earlier this week, I used a mod to make the game widescreen in 1080p, and I was able to use my capture software to capture the game. The only problems I had were, number one, I couldn't record the cutscenes. They just would not render, so you could not see them in the footage. Number two, I was getting flickering. And I don't know what was causing the flickering. I was just getting non-stop flickering, and it was incredibly annoying. And everyone was complaining, you know, we don't know if we want to continue to watch this playthrough if, number one, you're going to have no cutscenes, and number two, you're going to have flickering. And I tried this week to find solutions. Some people said they thought they had found solutions. I tried their solutions. They did not work for me. I don't know, this is the problem with PC. There's really no explanation. It could be one of a million things. It could be that the game doesn't agree with my GPU, the game doesn't agree with this or that, and there's no real way to figure out what it is. And I'm not blaming PC. Keep in mind, I'm trying to play a game that's 11 years old, alright? This isn't an HD remake of the game. This is me trying to boot a game that's 11 years old with mods and get it to work with streaming software. It was a Hail Mary swing for the fences to begin with for me to even think that I could do this project, okay? So unfortunately, I'm here to announce that as of now, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic playthrough that began on PC is defunct, okay? For now. And And when I say that, I mean for now, because here's the bottom line. I'm not going to let myself be defeated by a technical setback. Absolutely not. So for those of you, well, many of you may be aware that Knights of the Old Republic was ported to the Xbox. Not the Xbox One, not the Xbox 360, but the original Xbox as a console game. And what I'm looking to do is, in the future, get that game. It's actually available on Xbox Live on the Xbox 360. So you can play the emulated version of the Xbox game on Xbox 360, and I will more than likely be doing that in the future, and that I won't have any problems capturing. Of course, keep in mind, running on the original Xbox, the graphics are going to be much less of a resolution. It's not going to be a high frame rate. It's going to probably be, you know, not look visually as good, but the good news is we will have cutscenes, which are critical to the game. So there you have it. You know, that's the bottom line, and I apologize for that. I really do. Simply because, you know, it's a shame that I had a game that, you know, again, hyped for years. Everyone, Phil, you gotta play this. You missed out one of the best RPGs ever. Now is the perfect time, because the bottom line is, this week coming up, we have a lot coming up, including the Dark Souls 2 DLC, the next episode of The Walking Dead Season 2, and we've got a new Oddworld game. So we've got 3 things that we're going to be doing this next week that are pretty big projects. But outside of this next week, literally, I shit you not, the entire month of August, until the end of August, when finally a ton of games start coming out, is empty. There's nothing going on at all. Nothing. So, really, when you think about it, this is the perfect time for me to be doing downtime stuff, and that's why I wanted to start playing this game now. If you could start it now, continue it into the month of August, because it is a longish game. People said it's about 20 hours or more. But unfortunately, I was defeated. However, as I said, I will probably play the game on Xbox, and that may be coming in the month of August. Speaking of which, just so you guys know, I did a gaming schedule update. I finally did it last night. Okay, and you guys are definitely going to want to check this out, because this basically cumulatively is going to tell you the games that I'm really looking forward to playing for the rest of the year, as long as they have solid release dates. And I haven't done this since April, so, you know, after 3 months, especially after E3, there's a much better picture of what was coming out this year and when. And I updated that calendar, and you're definitely going to want to check that out, because the month of October this year is absolutely insane. Insane. Absolutely insane. Seriously. There's 1 week where there's 6 games coming out on the same day, all of which that I want to play. And it's just out of control. I don't know how I'm going to keep up in the month of October. It's definitely going to spill into the month of November and December with all the amount of games that are coming out. There's no way I'll be able to stay on top of all those playthroughs. So I am very excited for this year's hardcore gaming season. But the whole month of August looks incredibly slow. It looks like there's almost nothing going on until the end of August. And that being said, I think it's the perfect time for me to try to do some projects that people have asked for a long time that I skipped because I was working on other stuff. So, for example, there's a hardcore group of fans who have been clamoring for a few games for a while, including games like Jak 2, Devil May Cry 3, okay? And I know that those games I've had for a while, and a lot of people can get, why aren't you playing them? Why aren't you playing them? I think it may be finally the perfect time during the summer to get those out of the way. And I don't know, they probably won't get a ton of views, right? But it's okay. There's nothing really else to do right now. Let's face it. In addition to that, I may, like I said, check out Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox. There may be a few other projects that I want to do as well during the summer. I had an idea for a project that I wanted to do. I don't know if I did it, if anyone would care. So that's why I'm wondering if I should wait. But I don't know. It's in the back of my head. And I'm thinking I may do it, but I may not. We'll have to see how things progress come the month of August. Here with me in the new home and everything. How busy I am in getting caught up with stuff. Okay? So there's definitely going to be, several weeks of old stuff, and I apologize. I don't, Phil, and this is funny. Every time this happens, this happened last year, it happened the year before. The summer comes, there's no game releases, and people complain, why is Phil playing this shitty old game? He should be playing new games. It's like, there's no new games. There are no new games to play. What do you want me to play? I can't make the games, I play what's out. So that's what's going on in the month of August, until finally the last week or two where we're going to hit the game releases. And as soon as that last week of August hits, that's it. It's literally nonstop every week, multiple good releases that are going to take us through August, September, October, November to the end of the year. And it's going to be hardcore, insane, nonstop marathon gaming, 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's going to be a ton of fun. And I'm very happy that you guys are here and along for the ride with me. I know it's a bumpy road we're traveling on to get to this stage where we're not having these kinds of issues. And I thank you for being patient. I know there's a lot of people who wanted to see Knights of the Old Republic continue today. And again, I apologize, but that's reality. And one thing that I do want to say about Knights of the Old Republic, now people are wondering, well, what's going to happen if Phil does continue, right? What's he going to do? Is he going to just start the whole game over? Is he going to play off camera and then continue from where? No, I will start the game over. It just makes sense to start the game over because at this point I can make a better class anyway, and I can see all the cutscenes that I missed. It wouldn't make any sense for me to go back and just skip the first 3 hours of gameplay and resume. You know what I mean? It would play 3 hours off camera when I could be, starting a full playthrough. So it'll basically just be starting over. So again, apologies to everyone. I know you may be upset. You have good reason to be upset if you were into the playthrough, but it's going on hiatus for now. This week we're going to be busy with new projects, but come the week after, we may be continuing on, okay? Now, before we get started, because today, as you can see, we are going to be doing gameplay. It's going to be Resident Evil 2, which I am very much getting into. I've done 2 sessions of it now, and I'm really liking the game. And I'm not sucking too hard at it, which is another thing that I think a lot of people are surprised at. It is pretty difficult, I'm not going to lie. There's very limited ammo, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing it blind. I did own this game before, but I only played it for about 90 minutes when I was younger, and I got frustrated and said, fuck this game, and never went back to it. Because it is, in my opinion, it actually is more difficult than Resident Evil 1. I went, back then I just went and played Street Fighter and said, fuck this. Today I'm actually, I'm getting into it, and I'm really liking it. From what people are saying, I'm about halfway into Leon's story, okay? So the good news is, because we are playing Resident Evil 2 on stream today, we're going to get about 3 hours of gameplay in. It means that I'm going to get further into the game, and, I'm going to be also playing this on second stream tomorrow, and now it looks like I'll also be playing it on Monday. Once I beat Leon's campaign, I may play Claire's. Everyone says, you're going to play with Claire, because she has a campaign that unlocks. I think it's called Claire B, because it's like the second half of the game. And the answer is, yeah, I probably will be doing that as well. So, there you have it. That's what you can expect today. Resident Evil 2 on stream tomorrow. Ultra Street Fighter 4 on first stream. Then the weekend preview in Resident Evil 2. And then, of course, Monday, more Resident Evil 2. Trying to finish up everything. Okay? So, there you have it. That's the explanation of how everything's going on. And again, I apologize. Some people on the stream chat are saying, you're only going to be playing for 3 hours? Well, I was supposed to start over an hour ago. And I couldn't because Knights of the Old Republic didn't work. And I've already explained today I'm only doing 1 stream because unlike the way we used to do it, remember when Leanna did not live with me, when she lived in another state, I would stream every single day, 2 streams, until she visited, and then when she visited, I wouldn't do anything. I would have no streaming at all. Instead of doing that, we're going to spread it out, so once a week at least, we can have some time to do stuff together. So today is that day. I'm doing this first gameplay stream, and then after I finish this gameplay stream, she and I are going to go out and go do some shopping, go out to dinner, and do stuff together. So it's kind of like almost our date day, you know what I mean? So it's going to be different, but it's going to eventually become better. Eventually, keep in mind on Saturdays, Rambo and I are probably going to be doing Smart Guys and our new show, whatever we end up naming it. And that'll probably end up being our streaming for the day, and then I'll go out and do stuff with Leanna that day. So, really what it comes down to is that weekends are going to be lighter on new content, but it's going to be a great opportunity for you to catch up on stuff that maybe you didn't see during the week. So you can watch the live streams all week, the content with me and Rambo on Saturday, usually probably some Street Fighter every Sunday. We can preview and maybe a little bit of new gameplay, but you can catch up on all the stuff you didn't see on YouTube on the weekends. That's kind of how I'm thinking it's going to work. Okay? Alright, so there you go. Again, apologies for starting so late. Didn't intend it. And hopefully this will, once we get the bugs worked out, this won't be happening too much in the future. Just that right now we're still in this transitional phase. And it's going to be probably a while, to be honest, a few more weeks of going through this until we finally get a set schedule and we get everything working. And, John Rambo finally will be available to do stuff. Because right now Rambo is so busy working on Schnozman and Hole Punch that he's not even available to do Smart Guys or anything. And quite honestly, I haven't even watched any wrestling. Because I knew we weren't doing Smart Guys, I said, why am I going to watch wrestling, right? So there you go. I will eventually catch up, and I'm sure there's so much going on with wrestling and I haven't been following that it's going to be out of control. Alright, everyone, so I say let's stop gabbing. Let's jump over to Resident Evil 2. I know this is impromptu, and many of you weren't planning on seeing this today, but it makes sense. It's good to put more time into it, so maybe we can get through the entire game by the end of Monday. We'll have to see. Okay? Alright, let's end the pre-stream and get started with Resident Evil 2. Very good.